Something like that. All right, so a key. So in music, a key this is an important thing because if we know what key we're playing in, we always know what notes we're playing because the key just means the notes or the pattern So the key is the notes or the pattern based on the key note. So this is another fancy word that just means the main note or the beginning note. Alright? So, like if I play something, I'm going to play something. I want you guys to tell me when I've played the main note or the beginning note of this thing, okay? So when did I play the key note? Now I can play the first note, I'm going to change it, so it's not the first note this time, I'm going to play the same thing. Right? But this time I ended on that key note, so you can hear how it starts it and ends it, right? So you know if you hit a note and it sounds like you finished it, that's the key note. So that would be the note that the rest of the notes are based on. So we're playing in the key of G. So in our G major, right, the notes that we have is G, big shot, right? No one saw that one coming. Right, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and then G again. Okay, so these are our 8 notes of our G major. 1, 2, 3. I know, this is a big, huge help, right? Because you go, oh, now I can play G major anywhere. It's still a big mystery where these notes are on the guitar, right? That's okay. I'm going to show you guys where these 8 notes are, and then I'm going to show you a little trick of how to find it anywhere else on the guitar. Does that sound good? So I'll show you where these notes are. So first, spin drawer our thing again. Okay, so we're going to start here, 3rd fret, 5th fret, we're going to go 2, 3, 5, we're going to go 2, 4, 5. Okay? And that's this. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Again, okay? So it literally is going to follow this order here. So we can play that. This is our G major scale. So this is the pattern for the G major. So now, we have these notes, I showed them to you up here. So what I suggest is when you start playing this scale, alright, you're going to use your middle finger here on the 3rd fret. Only because on the next two strings, you're going to have to use your first finger on the second fret. You can play it going this way and then going back. So going up and then going low. And if you can play it as fast as I just did, then you get 10 bonus points. So yeah, use your pinky for the 5th fret. You want to use. And what's important is you want to, so as you're learning this pattern, make sure you stick with the same fingers that you're using for each note, okay? And that's going to be very important because that's going to tell you how to play it on the rest of the guitar. So that's the first thing, is make sure you have the pattern in your fingers memorized in your hands. Alright, that's going to make it a lot easier when we start looking around the guitar and trying to find it in other places. Okay, or where's another spot? Alright, so with our first note of the scale, we're going to use the middle finger. Alright, so we're going to go 3, with the middle finger. The 5th fret, the second note is going to be done with the pinky. Then when we move to this string, so that 2nd fret is going to be done with the 1st finger.
Middle, pinky, and then first
1st
finger.
finger. And then 3, just like here, it's going to use the 2nd finger, the middle finger again. And then pinky again.
And then
First finger. And then our ring finger for 4th. And then the 5th fret will be the pinky again. So when we get into playing stuff like scales, stuff like that, we got to start looking at using the fretboard with our fingers. And we kind of make a rule, it's going to get broken, but as a rule of thumb, you want to do 1 finger per fret, right? So if you know you have a scale that starts here, but you're going to have notes that will be back here, you want to start with a different finger instead of the first finger. You know? Alright. How's that going? That's a good workout, right? Good finger workout. So we go up the scale. Maybe that's what you needed. You need this little workout. It's a good exercise. That's it. Do this every day for 5 hours.
Only 5 hours?
6 hours for you. I'm kidding.
You mean me for 6 hours?
All right, 7. Who am I to tell you not to stop? All right, so. Right? Now this is, you want to commit this to hand memory, for sure. All right? Because it's something you want to be able to do fluidly, but you don't want to just be stuck playing only this pattern, right? So I do recommend get the scale down with your hand, right? Really know it cold, have it memorized, commit it to memory. But then, once you have it to memory, use this thing. Mess around with it. Find out what you can do with it. Now you know, hey, look, I can put on Sweet Home Alabama and doodle around with these notes. I can, let me see what I can do. All right, and they're playing like crazy with this thing. But now they've taken the scale and they've kind of moved it around the guitar, right? And they actually add a couple notes in there, change up the sound a little bit. But this is mainly what they're sticking to. And this is important. This is like something that's funny because you get these guys who play rock music, and you know, everything they're doing is or whatever. Or, and that's all they know how to do. So then they come to me and they go, yeah, everything I play is the same. I want to learn like some major scales. And everything they're playing is in E minor. It's a little funny joke because E minor is G major. It's the same scale. You just switch the key note from this note to this note. And it's exact, it follows the same exact way. How funny is that? So they go, let's do the G major scale. They go, oh cool, now I can do the G major scale. And they go, that's right. And then they go, what's familiar about it? They go, it's E minor. So then they go, well, now it's a different way to look at it. So it's cool. They kind of just traded spots. So now, on the board right here is a clue to how to find the scale anywhere on the guitar. It's on the board. It's already up here. Okay, you want to find a second spot to where this scale would be? Anyone figure it out? Did you figure it out? Where do you find the scale again? Can you figure it out? Where else is the scale? The clue, it's right here. It's right on the base. Looking at it.
Wow. What is A, G major, and A major?
No, these are just the notes. It's not a major. This is the G major scale. I should write that down.
Was G string?
One more major?
Right? Like I think like the second or third lesson we ever did, like with the adult classes here, I did the scale, but I did it on one string, and I just went by the steps. But
So it's G string.
well, yeah, you could do it that way, but you've lost something if you try to do it on the G string. You've lost the pattern you've been doing. Right? So now, how would you play it on the G string if you're going to play this scale? Right. That's what I said. It's very important to commit this pattern to memory. Now, if you're not wrong, you can absolutely play the G major scale on the G string. Oops. See, you can do it like that, but you have to know the pattern. The pattern that we're doing, the linear pattern for the scale. So we're kind of looking at the guitar not in a linear pattern, but in like more of like a box kind of pattern. But you don't want to do that. Like it's just a way to help you understand how the guitar works within itself, right? Learning these little box patterns. But you want to be able to do that so that way you can get out of the boxes. See how they all connect. So I'll show you what I did here. So our first note of the scale is G, right? That's our first note. What's the last note on the scale? G. What's the first note of the scale? Ah. So where is G in this scale? Well, we have it right here. And we have it right here. So we know now, if we could start here on this 5th fret, pretend that's our 1. And if we did that same exact pattern, we got the scale again. But Not quite. Okay? Because once we get involved with this string, here, I'm gonna make an angry face here. The B string. Okay? Because this B string has kind of messed us up a little bit. So, the way the guitar is tuned, they're all tuned equal distance from one another, except for the B string. The B string is tuned a little bit lower than the other ones, right? So because of that, we have to compensate. So if we're playing this scale, right? We got this, and then we're gonna go, right? So look, 3, 5, 5, 7, right? We're gonna have to, there's a missing fret in between, right? So then we go, okay, so the next one would be, we start on 5, where we're gonna start here. So 3 to 5, 2 to what? So we start on 3, now we're starting on 5. So if we're on 2 here, where would this be? It's only a difference of 2. 3, 5, right? 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. So 4, right? That's all right, that's all right. And then, of course, 4, 5, right? 5. And then 5 here, so 7, because we're adding 2. Now this is where things get a little screwy because, B string, how dare you? Because it's tuned a little lower, we have to compensate. So we have 2, 4, 5 here. Normally we would just think, oh yeah, it's going to be 4, right? 4, 7, 4, 6, 7. Thank you. But, nope, that's not going to happen. Because our B string is tuned lower, we have to move up higher 1 fret. So the B string, you have to go 1 fret higher. 1 fret up, okay? So that's how that works, B string. There's actually some guitar players that don't tune their guitar like this. They tune it up to equal distance as the rest of them. So this ends up becoming a C, and this becomes an F. And they avoid that whole confusion. But then I look at it and go, I don't know what you're doing. I have no idea how to play a lot of these chords anymore when they play like that, because I don't bother. So this is not going to be the way we're going to do it. So it's going to be 1. So now we have to add, remember we've been adding 2, so we have to add 3 for this one. So 2, 5, 4, 7, oh boy, and then 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, and that's going to be the end of our scale there. Right, and I have to circle that because that's our G. So now we have it in 2 positions. The B string is tuned differently. Okay? So you see, like, okay. So you see here to here, right? From our G to our C, that's a 4th. That's called a 4th. All our strings are tuned a 4th higher from each other. E to A, that's a 4th in between, right? From A to D, that's another 4th. Okay, from D to G is another 4th, right? Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. D to G, that's a 4th. But from G to B is a 3rd. So it's a 3rd here. So we have to compensate for that 3rd, right? And then it goes back to a 4th again here. up there. So from B to E is a fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we have to compensate for the B string being like that. But this wasn't like just like some kind of like oops thing or something stupid. This was a thought out thing to make this the standard tuning for a guitar. It was because someone realized they couldn't bar chords, right? They couldn't do the bar chords unless they changed the tuning around a little bit. So they changed this string to be tuned a little differently, and what they were able to do was create bar chords.
Maybe you start the 7th fret.
Well, you just slide up. So you go,
So you just slide the pinky up.
right, so I just slide up and I start
But you start on the middle.
I start on the middle finger again and do that same pattern. Good hand exercise as well. You can doodle around with this, obviously with the song, so, which we can go back to.